Hi everybody! Today I'm going to show you how I pour up an alginate impression. It's a very simple procedure, but often you can make some errors. So I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks on how to get it right. Okay? So here we've got an alginate impression of a maxillary arch. So you can see that the palette is free because we used a special tray. This patient was a gagger. What you do is you wet your impression slightly, and I'm going to do that under the tap. Okay, so once your impression is wet, it essentially helps to let the material flow through the grooves. And now I've got about 2 to 3 scoops of dental stone. What I do is I add water in increments, so very small increments, and then I mix, and then I keep going till I get a good consistency of the mix. And I'm going to add a little bit of powder to make sure that the mix is not too runny. So it's summertime, sometimes things set too fast as well, so depending on the weather I sometimes add more or less powder or water. Okay, so that's a nice consistency. It's not too runny, but at the same time it's got some body, and it still flows when you place the impression on the vibrating machine. So I usually even strop it to just get some air bubbles out of the way, and that's called stropping. And then I collect everything, let it rest at the base, and I actually give it a little shake, like the old-fashioned way. And then I've got the vibrating machine here, and I turn it on and let the air bubbles come to the surface. So you can see all the air bubbles right there coming up to the surface. I do press the blow on the vibrating machine because that really helps to get the air bubbles out. Can you see? So they're all going away now. That's good. Okay, and now I'm going to reduce the speed. I'm going to take my impression, go back to the vibrating machine, and what I do is I place it at an angle, and I literally pop in some of the material at the angle of the molar and let it flow right across the arch. And you see it just flows in so beautifully, and then let the excess just flow out like that. The reason why I do that is most of the time we get air bubbles at the tips of the molar and incisor and premolar teeth, so we don't want that. So we just keep adding in increments, letting it flow really nicely. Once you get the teeth covered up, you don't have to worry about air bubbles. You can literally just top up the rest. So you can literally top up the rest with the excess material, not having to worry about air bubbles anymore. So I just keep going like so. When you have a special tray, you really don't need much material either. You just gotta, there we go. So you just cover up the borders a little bit, and then yeah. So that's the impression poured up. Have a look. Now what I would do is just collect the rest of the material and I might just use a wax knife, and I just make some tags, because when we make the base you want to make sure that there's retention tags that help with the retention of the model to the base of the model. Okay. There we go. That's all you need really. Okay, and that's how it will. That's how we do pouring of an impression. Once the impression sets, I use a customized base, and the base I usually do out of plaster of Paris, and fill it up right to about that height, and then turn the preset model onto the base and let that set, and you get a beautiful base and a really nice study model. The lab will be very happy. Thank you so much for your time. More tips coming soon.